Good morning, world. Today we're talking about 5 reasons to say no to a trial separation. A trial separation is something that people sometimes do when they are considering splitting up, but they really don't want to. So one person will say, hey, let's do a trial separation and to see how life would be without the other person. But today we're talking about 5 reasons to say no to that trial separation. First is that it provides an opportunity to idealize the life apart. When you're doing a trial separation, the goal is to see, hey, would this work? If we were apart, could this work? So the person's going to be looking mostly at how this works for them. How is this beneficial for them? How they are able to make this thing work out? They're not really seeing the full picture of what life apart is, and the emotions and the stuff that happens with an actual separation are not as strong because there's always that opportunity. There's always that, hey, this is not final. We can still we still have a chance to go back. So they're not fully experiencing all the hardships, all the difficulties, all the emotions of an actual separation or an actual divorce. 2, it limits the opportunities that you have to work on your relationship and address the issues. Because during the separation, what often happens is one person stays in the house and the other person goes somewhere else. So now that you're not in the same house, you have fewer opportunities to address your issues. When you want to talk, when you need to discuss the things that are going on with your marriage and try to repair your marriage, you have to schedule an appointment and pick a place and go to that place. And then you have a limited amount of time to be in that place and then go back home and all that stuff. Whereas if you're living in the same house, you can set aside that time, maybe after the kids go to bed, maybe in the morning before you guys go to work, whatever the time is that you set to address your marriage or your issues in your marriage. You have that time and you have the opportunity and you have a lot more flexibility with taking your time and being able to do that. 3, it is not a true representation of an actual divorce. What happens is one person wants to get back to one family unit. So that person is doing just about everything they can, saying yes to whatever it is they need to say yes to in order to get back home. The other part of it is that in the 3 months, which is what people pick, people normally pick 3 months. In the 3 months that you guys are doing this trial separation, you're not really fully experiencing life. You're not really fully experiencing all the things that go on in a marriage. So it does not give you a full picture of what would happen if you guys actually separated for good, where there was no at the end of 3 months, let's look at this anymore. 4, it confuses children and it affects their sense of security in their family, because children don't understand, hey, daddy's going to live somewhere else so that we could see if we can be divorced. Children will not understand that. When during trial separations, when one parent moves out of the house, it becomes confusing for the child. It's almost like they're kind of divorced, but not really. Kids don't get that. It confuses them, and it also affects their sense of security or stability in their family. Even if you guys do decide at the end of the day to get back and work on your marriage, it still leaves in that child that, oh, mommy and daddy are arguing again. Is daddy gonna move out? Is mommy gonna move out? So it really impacts your child's sense of security. 4, unclear boundaries leave too much room for missteps or for indiscretions. Because in a marriage, you're clear, hey, you're married, you don't date, you don't talk to, you don't do this, you don't do that. The limits and the boundaries are pretty clear in a marriage. Or when you're not in a marriage or when you're not in a relationship, you know what's acceptable. In a separation or a trial separation, the rules are so weird and mingly. There are so many opportunities for people to do things that that the partner may not agree with. There are so many opportunities for things to happen that you cannot take back. It creates too many opportunities for something to happen that makes the situation worse instead of better. Quick recap. 1, it provides opportunities to idealize life apart that does not necessarily represent true life apart. 2, it limits the opportunities that you have to work on your relationship and actually address the issues. 3, it is not a true representation of the actual life together or what life would actually be apart, because there's not enough time and people are not experiencing true life. 4, it confuses children and can increase their anxiety as well as challenge their sense of security in their family. And finally, unclear boundaries leave a little bit too much room for missteps and indiscretions and doing things that you cannot take back. And as always, if you're dealing with something that's too much for you, please do reach out and get help. There's a lot of it out there. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.